these people.
I can't hear you.
How about now?
Oh, now I can.
Yeah, I'm on the wrong mic. I'm on the wrong mic. Sorry about that. So this is Angel in the afternoon. That's what I was trying to say there. I'm Angel Rivera alongside Alex Knight. And Witchy, unfortunately, looks like she's sick or not feeling well. She's in the chat, so she'll be around as well in the chat. Hope everybody had a great week. Another long weekend coming up, or another long week. And we got a lot to talk about. So let's.
First of all, how about them Knicks?
Oh yeah, I mean they looks like they're on their way. We'll see what happens there.
I
It's
think
not over yet.
they're finally going to go back to the finals.
Excuse me. Well, I hope so. So yeah, it's on the wrong mic. So I was on for some reason it was on the wrong mic, but that's my fault.
Mhm.
But yeah, so today we're going to talk about Donald Trump's trip to China. We're also going to talk about Donald Trump asserting that he doesn't care about Americans' finances.
Oh my god!
He did say that too recently.
Because Iran has a nuclear bomb.
Like he literally said, "I don't care about Americans' finances." So I'm not making that up. That's not hyperbole. He actually did say that
Yeah, he
because
did.
of Iran, having their bombs. So, or Iran allegedly trying to get the bomb, which we all know they're probably not. They're definitely not doing that. But
Someone put
we're
that guy in
talking.
asylum because he's just gone full nuts.
I mean, here's the thing with that. I'll say this about Trump. He doesn't have to run for re-election anymore. He's done after this term. So he's just being totally honest now what he wants to do and
That's
how
what
he's
I've
going
been
to do
saying.
it.
That because he won't be running again. He's doing all the bad stuff now so that he won't be held accountable or whatever you want to say. So that's what I've been saying.
Yeah, like he's running. He's not going to run anymore. He can't. So it's like he doesn't have to do the whole fake populist bullshit that he's been doing for 10 years. So
Yeah.
now he's like, yeah, I mean, this is what I'm going to do. I don't care. I don't care about Americans' finances. I only care about.
Well, also the other thing is that all the jokes or whatever he's trying to do, they're not funny anymore. He's just acting like a fucking child. Like,
no, he's past his prime.
Yeah.
So
China.
yeah, so he went to China. We're also going to talk about ICE not paying for ICE. I mean, ICE not paying for ICE. Let me try it again. ICE not paying for their detainees' medical bills. That's also something else. Let's see. So
also,
we also
play that clip that we tried to play last night at the end, but or not last night, last week, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that. And we also got the Australia under 16 social media ban fails. We got Sweden for some reason wanting to strap tracking devices on children as young as 13. So the European Union and Australia is really trying to parent. Their government's trying to parent the kids instead of the parents. So they're obsessed with that. Let's see, and we got a few other things too.
Has the West ever been any worse than it is right now?
No, I mean, of course not. And we also got to talk about. We'll probably get to the clip first, and then I'll get to Mamdani, lying about his budget, how he closed the budget. Must say deficit, because him and all his supporters are claiming, oh well, he closed a $12 billion budget hole with not cutting social programs and raising your property taxes. Isn't he great? Except for the fact that he took a shit ton of money from Albany from the taxpayers. One, two, he also temporarily delayed pension fund payments to poor middle class workers in New York City. And he also raised a bunch of fees. So if you get a ticket in New York City, if you get fees, you got to pay out your ass. So he balanced the budget off the backs of poor middle class people. And meanwhile, all the progressives run around talking about, oh, what a great job he's doing. Yeah, he screwed over a majority of New Yorkers, but at the same time, he did such a great job.
Also, we should go over how Tom Steyer apparently doesn't know what a genocide means.
Oh, yeah, I have something on him too, but let's get to that. Let's get started. Let's get to that clip that,
Yeah.
or yeah. So where is it? Hold on.
Well, you can just go to the chat or the message.
Right, yeah, because that's where I saw it. Where is it? That's the wrong one. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, so this is the clip we tried to play. I'm talking to people in the chat. This is the clip we tried to play last week.
Let's see. Is this the one? Oh, yeah, this is the one.
Yeah.
Emma Vigeland defends.
I can see your messages, Steph.
So this is Emma Vigeland defending Zelensky and UAE's decision to form a strategic alliance with genocidal maniac Benjamin Netanyahu. So let's see. This is quick, so let's go over that.
How do we feel about Zelensky aligning with Netanyahu? Ukraine is aligning with anybody in the West that they can possibly align with for the continued flow of weapons. And Zelensky doing that is not surprising to me. Does not mean that it's not immensely hypocritical, but as is the United States' support for Ukraine when you compare it to our support for Israel. Like, we have lost credibility in our support for Ukraine because of our support for Israel. So there's hypocrisies all across the board, but
Zelensky starting another front with Israel.
Right. I mean, that's the same reason that the UAE is doing a defense pact with Ukraine. It's about aligning yourself with Western interests, and this is what bothers me sometimes about geopolitical analysis. When you're making like just factual claims about power, and people get all up in their feels. No, this is the bad guy. This is the good guy. No, we're talking about the
bad guy.
We're talking about capitalism. We're talking about war. We're talking about alliances. And there are no actors that are inherently like righteous, except really, you know, all of these struggles of power, of conquest, of colonialism, what have you. The aggressor and the victim, they act in concert with one another, and you can't disaggregate the victim from the aggressor, and they act in relation to one another, and we should be fighting for liberation for all people for that reason, without making fairy tale Marvel moral judgments about the actors in this case and states in their character. It is like Disney level understanding of how power and violence and money works in this world.
There you go.
She sounds just like a neoliberal.
Here's the thing with her, though. She's a liberal, so in her mind, Ukraine good by definition. So she has to defend Ukraine, you know, doing this deal with Netanyahu in order to get more weapons. So Ukraine good, Ukraine good, Ukraine good. Okay, fine. I mean, well, you know, everybody's a hypocrite, so why does it matter? I mean,
don't forget on CNN, she was claiming that what's going on in Ukraine is the same as the genocide in Gaza. You know, it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
Ukraine is not a Ukraine's not a what's the word I should use there? It's not a fucking mess. It's not an empty whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's Gaza right now.
Yeah, it's not blown back to the Stone Age, or not yet. The Russians have been been really light on Ukraine, to be honest. They probably could have blown them out of the if they really wanted to, they could have probably blown them back to the Stone Age, but they really haven't, because they want to make a deal with them. Let's see. So let's go to America's mayor, Zoran Mamdani. It's not Buttigieg anymore. New America's mayor is Zoran Mamdani. Can't even speak right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure if Mamdani wasn't born in Uganda, he'd be running for president in 2028. I guarantee you, a lot of these leftists will be supporting him. But since he's born in Uganda, he can't run. So thank God for that, because I have to deal with, you know, an entire run with, actually he's too young anyway. He's 32, so he can't be president anyway. So, but yeah, you know, he's born in Uganda, so he can't run no matter how old he is. So let's get to him. So as everybody knows, real quick, New York City had a $12 billion budget deficit. And by I'm not saying New Jersey, New York City law, they has to, and the city cannot run at a deficit. So they had to balance the budget somehow. So eventually, of course, the left is running around claiming he didn't raise taxes on anyone. He didn't raise taxes on the poor middle class, and he didn't raise property taxes. And what a great job that he did! He somehow managed to find $12 billion out of his ass. You know, I mean, that's the only thing. That's the idea. They don't tell you where he found the money from. He just said, "Well, he found $12 billion from." You know, he didn't raise taxes on you. That's all that matters, right? Except that in a roundabout way, he did. Because let's talk about this. How did he find the 12 billion?
Steph can't be on tonight. She's not feeling well, so that's why she's only in the chat. I was talking to Ellen.
Oh, okay. So thanks for joining us, everybody. You haven't, please give us that like. Please subscribe. Let me see. We're like, well, we are about 5,000 subscribers or 500 subscribers from 3,000. So we're really close. So let it get us over the hump. But where was I? Oh, Mamdani. Anyways, Mamdani and his supporters are lying. They're straight up bold-faced lying. Yeah, I think we're streaming on XL, and I mean, we should be. Let's see. Lying. So let's go to this post here. Hold on. And then I'm going to go to a news report, local news report that I saw, because even though I'm in New Jersey, I get the New York local news here all the time. So we go. Mamdani is lying to you. He didn't turn a $12 billion deficit to zero. He inflated the deficit by $8 billion compared to Adams, brought it back down, then closed the rest of it with one-off bailout funds from Kathy Hochul, who was desperate for a win. That's another thing. The only reason why Kathy Hochul is agreeing to give him all this money is because she's desperate to get reelected as governor, and Mamdani's popular. So that's why she's trying to hook herself to Mamdani. But as soon as she wins, I guarantee you that funding is gonna disappear. There's gonna be no more bailouts in New York City as soon as she wins.
Remember when Kathy Hochul, when she made that racist statement of how young black people don't even know how to use a computer?
Well, yeah. I mean, it came across as old white boomer lady. She had no idea that black people knew how to use the computer. That's how it comes across. So it happened to me. No, it happened when I was younger, a teenager. I was in high school and we were teaching seniors how to use the computer. And this old woman, white woman, was shocked that I knew how to use the computer.
Oh my God.
Because of my name. Because she knew I was Puerto Rican, so we had to be stupid, essentially. She was a kind old lady, but at the same time is like she didn't realize how racist that came across. But I just chuckled, is like, yeah, I know, because she wasn't even fully there anyway. She was more like she was half there, half not. So it was like, so I couldn't get mad at her.
Dementia.
Yeah, she was kind of not all there. You can tell, kind of like Joe Biden. She wasn't all there. So some days she was lucid, other days she wasn't all there. So it was like, whatever, But yeah, it was. It reminded me when I saw Kathy Hochul say that. It reminded me of that incident when I was a teenager. So let's see. Funny thing, most of you morons believe the entire Democratic Party is cheering a lie while cooking the books. New York City has been legally required to balance its budget every year since 1975. State law, the Financial Emergency Act, passed after the city almost went bankrupt, and Gerald Ford told them to drop dead. Mamdani's own budget message brags this is the 47th consecutive balanced budget. Bloomberg balanced, de Blasio balanced, Adam balanced, Giuliani balanced. Yeah, it's by law. He acts like he's the only one that did it, but they have to do it. Crediting Mamdani for balancing the budget is like crediting a taxi driver for stopping at a red light. So now the $12 billion. Adams left office with a projected fiscal year 2027 gap of $4.69 billion. So where did the extra $8 billion come from? Mamdani's own team. They walked in and moved hidden spending back into the books: rental assistance, shelter apps, special ed reimbursements, New York City, NYPD overtime, and legit cleanup work. They ran then they ran to the podium and called it a deficit they inherited. They printed the number, then took credit for printing the number. How did they close it? Half of it came from Albany. Hochul wrote a check, $8 billion in state aid over 2 years. That is not sustainable. He didn't fix anything. Mamdani's signature millionaires tax, killed by Hochul, of course. Corporate tax hike, killed. Free buses he ran on, killed. City FHEPS expansion he campaigned on. He's in court right now fighting it. Then there's a pension trick. This is the big one here. 1.64 billion of the savings come from extending pension amortization from 2032 to 2037. The Citizens Budget Commission called it a pension gimmick that balances the budget on the backs of future New Yorkers, which is what he did. And him and his supporters pretend that, oh no, well, he did it off the backs of the rich. It's like he didn't raise taxes on any of them. He had to find a way to balance the budget, so he got desperate, asked Hochul for a bunch of money, and then screwed over pensioners in New York and screwed over poor middle-class New Yorkers by increasing fees on everything. That's how you balance the budget. William Glasnow Volcker Alliance said it creates a debt that is more expensive than municipal bonds. I think he meant there. And the kicker, the budget is not adopted. The council votes June 30th. The state budget, the whole thing depends on, was still not enacted as of last week. So out year gaps under Mamdani's own numbers. In 2028 is a gap of $7 billion. In 2029 is a gap of $8 billion. In 2030 is a gap of $9.8 billion. So the whole grew $5.4 billion in 3 months. So the real headline should be Hochul cut a check, future workers eat the pension bill, structural deficit is bigger than the day he walked in. They didn't fix anything, they just moved it. The math, 4.69 billion real gap, 8 billion from Hochul, 1.64 billion pension can kick, and 25.9 billion in future caps. He didn't balance the book, but he's gambling your future and kicking the can down the road. So maybe stop celebrating, but what do I know? Good luck.
It's another Mandani fell for it award.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's it's just too much. It's like these people. So this is the left wing. This is their stages of grief. The first stage is denial. So they'll turn around and say, "Oh no, he's doing everything he promised. He's doing nothing that he promised. The only thing that he's doing as of now is the city-run grocery stores, and that first one won't even open to 2030 or around 2029. So it's not even open next week. It's going to open in 3 years, and it's going to cost the taxpayers $30 million to open one store. Imagine what's going to take to open a store in every borough. I mean, a few $100 million by the time they're done. So that on top of that, it's on top of the budget deficits New York is facing anyway. So it's like, oh yeah, let's suspend like drunken sailors. And then wonder why shit is, falling apart. So let's see here. Again, in theory, I like a lot of what Mamdani is proposing, but the problem is New York City can't afford it, one. Mm-hmm. Two, on top of that, he's lying because he doesn't have control over anything. Most policies are passed through Albany, to the governor's office, not through the mayor of New York City. So the mayor of New York City has actually very little power to do really anything. So it's like he lied to you all, and then you all fell for it, like the mark noobs that you are. So
they always fall for these people. They never learn.
No, they don't want to learn. They want to look for their next hero. First it was Fetterman. No, it's Bernie first. No. AOC now. Yeah. Bernie, AOC, Fetterman, Mamdani, AOC again, if she run for president in 2028. So that'll be their next hero. And they're all all the podcasters that are going to support AOC are going to cash in.
And they're all saying that AOC is so much better than Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, so they're all going to cash in. They're all going to cash in. They're all going to get their views up. They're going to cash in. They're going to make all this money. And then meanwhile, you're going to be screwed because ultimately what they're going to do as soon as AOC loses and Gavin Newsom wins, she's going to endorse Gavin Newsom, and then all the commentators that said we can never vote for Gavin Newsom, we can never support him, he's a corporatist Democrat, liberal centrist, they'll turn right around and tell you got to vote for Gavin Newsom because JD Vance is horrible, he fucks couches, I don't know, so you got to vote for Gavin Newsom. That's what they're going to tell you. Yeah. Or he's too connected to Donald Trump, so he's the orange man bad. So you got to vote for Gavin Newsom, or whoever. If it's Marco Rubio, well, Tiny Hands Marco, you got to vote for Gavin Newsom. Doesn't matter. They'll come up with a reason, but Let's see here. So let's go to this. Where is it? No, I've just pulled up the wrong.
Also,
video.
do you have the article or whatever it is about Tulsi Gabbard's office being raided by the CIA?
No, I don't. I could. I mean, I could get. You know, what's funny is I forgot about that. I was going to cover that, but I just completely.
Yeah.
I'm going to cover it, but yeah. So I'm going to get to where is it? There's a video here I had of Mamdani and I can't find it now. No, that's not the one. That's not the one either. I should have probably saved it, but I didn't. So yeah. Anyways, oh, here it is. I got it. So if you guys remember, a month ago when he did that video about taxing the properties of billionaires that don't live in the city, like that double tax that he wanted to do. Anyways, that he went to
Shut up, Steph.
He went to that billionaire's apartment, Ken Griffin, and and he did that video, and Ken Griffin was really angry at him. So now there's an update to that Mamdani's trying to meet with him so he can suck up to Ken Griffin, but Ken Griffin won't take his phone calls, and Ken Griffin's ignoring him. So Mamdani's trying to suck up to him, like, because if you remember, Ken Griffin is threatening to leave New York City altogether and take all his jobs to Florida. Of course, Mamdani is shitting his pants because he can't lose out on that tax revenue. So he's trying to meet with him, and Ken Griffin is ignoring him. So he's implying he wants an apology. So in order to meet with Mamdani, so basically Mamdani has to bend over and take it up the ass from Griffin in order to even agree to a meeting, and even then he'd probably tell him to fuck off. So let's see.
The tension between Mayor Mamdani and Citadel CEO Ken Griffin continues tonight after the mayor's social media video that singled out Griffin when promoting a proposal for a pied-à-terre tax. And now President Trump has entered the mix.
News 4's Melissa Russo is in the newsroom with how the president is weighing in and how the mayor is trying to smooth things over. Melissa.
Gilma and Adam, that video and its backlash rattled the city's business community after the infuriated CEO, Ken Griffin, threatened to grow jobs in Florida instead of here in New York. This week, that backlash continued with a lecture from President Donald Trump and, according to sources, efforts by Mayor Mamdani to reach Griffin falling flat.
Ha ha.
Well, today, we're taxing the rich.
Almost 1 month after Mayor Zohran Mamdani posted this video singling out Citadel CEO Ken Griffin's pricey penthouse to promote a new pied-à-terre tax.
Like for this penthouse.
The mayor has tried to open a conversation with Griffin, according to several sources in the business community familiar with efforts to reach Griffin through an intermediary. But the sources say Griffin was in no mood to speak to the mayor and may be holding out for a public apology.
He won't speak to him.
Soon after the mayor posted that video, Griffin said it had put him...
Yeah, Griffin is basically cucking him. It's like, yeah, I need an apology, and maybe I'll speak to you down the line. I mean, you're...
in harm's way, was in poor taste, and would cost the city jobs.
We will add far more jobs in Miami over the next decade.
So this is the billionaire, the house or apartment that Mamdani went to, and he did his whole fake tough guy routine where we're going to tax the rich. Oh shit, I pissed off Ken Griffin now, and now he wants to move to Florida. Yeah, I'm fucked.
As an immediate and direct consequence of the mayor's poor decision here,
when you lose people like that, it's not recoverable.
When you lose people like that, he's the president.
President
oh yeah,
Trump
that guy,
WABC.
that guy, he turned from being a Mets fan to a Yankees fan after he saw Mamdani hang out with Mr. Met.
Oh, come on, dude. I mean, it's...
you didn't know about that?
Fan. No, I didn't. But he's still a Mets fan, though. I mean, he's...
No. He was serious about it. He's no longer... He now wears Yankee jerseys and, is going to Yankee games.
Well, I mean, the Steinbrenners in particular are Trump supporters. So, but they, they're not going to have Mamdani, probably around Yankee Stadium that much. So.
The radio yesterday was the latest to warn Mamdani.
No, I meant that bald guy. That's who I meant.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I mean,
Alienating the people who already pay the highest taxes.
You got to meet them. You have to have dinner with them. You have to convince them not to leave.
In recent weeks, the
oh my
socialist
God!
mayor has
Look at the mayor. He's like sweating, and he's stressed beyond belief. He's gonna start growing some gray hair soon. Look at him. He's sweating. He's like, oh my God, I really fucked this up now.
softened his public tone toward Griffin and the business community.
I would be happy to speak with Mr. Griffin.
The mayor said
I would be happy to speak with Mr. Griffin. Please keep your jobs here in New York. I mean, don't go to Florida. Please.
Day that he would be happy to speak to Ken Griffin. Do you have any idea? But he hadn't yet. Do you have any idea if that's happened?
No, I saw Ken Griffin yesterday, and no, that hasn't happened.
On Friday, I interviewed Stephen Fulop, who represents the CEOs of the city's largest employers at the Partnership for New York City.
It hasn't happened. And look, if you're Ken Griffin, right, and you were singled out and vilified as if you've done something wrong, and the reality is that you donate hundreds of millions of dollars to philanthropy, let alone paying billions of dollars in taxes, and somebody wants to have a private conversation without a public apology or public recognition that that was a mistake, you probably wouldn't want to have that conversation either.
The mayor's
So Mamdani has to stroke Ken Griffin's ego in order to get a meeting with him. Like, there's no way he's going to meet with him without a public apology, without a groveling public apology. Mamdani's going to have to do it because a lot of jobs he's going to lose if he doesn't. So let's see if he does it, but I'm going to laugh my ass off when he does do it.
office would not confirm or deny efforts on behalf of the mayor to reach Griffin. A Griffin spokesman said the mayor had not directly called Griffin, but would not confirm whether any efforts had been made through an intermediary. He did not directly respond to our question about whether Griffin was awaiting an apology. In a statement, he said Ken cares deeply about New York City and welcomes thoughtful, serious conversations about the policies that can grow
Total lie.
the city's economy and create more opportunity for all New
Lie.
Yorkers. Reckless political theater serves no purpose and undermines the future of one of the world's most important cities. The mayor was asked a week ago if he had spoken to Griffin.
No.
He has not publicly apologized, but he has tried to explain why he pointed to Griffin in that video.
That home, when it was purchased, was the most expensive home in the United States of America. We wanted to make very clear.
Yes, I know, but you're already taxing the shit out of them in property tax. So basically, you're trying to double dip and tax people again. Which, again, people might say, well, he's rich, it doesn't matter. But it's true, but at the same time, it's like, I'm against taxes in general. I mean, I've really been, what is it, black pilled or red pilled? I mean, I forget the Matrix reference, but it's either black pilled or red pilled. But I'm against taxes altogether. I mean, it's like, really, you're trying to double tax us? You already tax people enough, like especially in New York City.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but WWE has become really bad wrestling, more so than AEW.
Oh, we definitely agree with that. I don't like we're pretending WWE is good. It's
I know.
Too,
I'm just.
I understand what you're saying, but it's all bad pro wrestling these days.
This applies to a very select group of properties. This piece of legislation is not motivated by any one individual. And so the next day I spoke.
So why did you single out Ken Griffin then? You know, it's not about one person, but you just singled him. Oh yeah, look at this $100 million apartment in New York City. I'm going to tax him again and take his money. It's like, yeah, I mean, of course going to piss him off. I mean, do I care about Ken Griffin? No, but at the same time, I understand what he's coming from. Like, I'm tired of being taxed. You know, I'm tired of being taxed myself. I'm poor, and I'm being taxed like crazy right now here in New Jersey. So it's not easy.
About a Saudi prince who bought an apartment for $90 million.
And just this afternoon, Mayor Mamdani met with the CEO of Blackstone as he continues to try to build relationships.
Mamdani's meeting with the CEO of Blackstone. Oh, what happened? I thought CEOs were evil. Are you meeting with him? Now, the CEO of Blackstone, you want to meet with Ken Griffin and grovel and apologize to him? No,
I hate billionaires. Now I love billionaires.
Now let me meet with them because they create jobs and they can fuck me over if I don't grovel to them. So yeah, he's meeting with the
the CEO of Blackstone as he continues to try to build relationships within the city's business community. Mamdani's spokeswoman telling me today.
Oh
The
man,
mayor
this is
wants all
awesome.
New Yorkers to succeed. She says that includes Ken Griffin, who is a major employer in our city and a powerful figure in our economy. The mayor has said that that does not negate the fact that our tax system, in his view, is fundamentally broken, rewarding extreme wealth, while working people are pushed to the brink. Gilma?
Working people are pushed to the brink by your tax code in New York City. And here, so what are you talking about? And I wanted to acknowledge Accord Lord, Angel, your burden by the way of tax is way more damaging than his burden. Yeah, exactly. Because we pay a shit ton of tax. I don't have a lot of money. And it's a lot more damaging than Ken Griffin. Ken Griffin pays a shit ton of tax too, but he doesn't notice it as much as I do, or how most of us here would. So let's see. Witchy says the rich but the rich really aren't. They have lawyers and have financial people to help them get out of paying taxes. Well, of course. I mean, that's obvious. They got the accountants, they got the fucking politicians, they got the fucking lawyers, they got the fucking accountants. I'm quoting Scarface, but you get my point. So they got all the power, and we got nothing. So we all have to pay more taxes. But meanwhile, Ken Griffin, he pays a shit ton of taxes too, but it could be and it should be a lot. You can argue it could be higher. So now let's get to Kieran. He's a Friar Tuck to a reverse Robin Hood. Yeah, so let's see. So Mamdani is a liar. He's sucking up to billionaire CEOs now. He met
Don't
with
forget he happily met with Trump too.
All right. Yeah, when he met with Donald Trump. So talking about Trump, let's get to his little trip here to Beijing. He had a little trip here to his favorite country,
China.
After hating it.
China.
So he went to China yesterday, and he's still in China right now. And so we got an article first, actually, and then I'm gonna get to this video. Then we'll get to his he'll get to his commentary about how he doesn't care about Americans' finances, which is also covered in this report, NBC News report too. But first, I want to get to this. So Xi Jinping warns Trump that the differences over Taiwan can lead clashes and conflicts between the U.S. and China.
Remember, that's what AOC was saying. Remember, like a month ago.
Right, when she went to the Munich Security Conference, AOC could not properly articulate the one China policy. And the question was, I remember specifically because she's an international relations major at Boston University. So this is one thing she should know. They asked her about should the U.S. invade and protect Taiwan if China ever attacked Taiwan. Our policy is the one China policy, which means that China and Taiwan are all one country, even though technically Taiwan's independent. So that's her policy. She could not articulate that at all. No. All she did, she gave us a 5-minute word salad. Ooh, ah, yeah. That's all she gave us. And
all these years later, she still can't speak well.
No, it's just terrible. These are our leaders. Most of our leaders cannot articulate what our policies are, what our foreign policy is for the most part. Trump can barely do it, and Trump's been president for almost 8 years now, including his first term. Trump can't. He can kind of do it. He did it. He does it in his own dumb way.
No, he did it in his first term, but he can't do it anymore.
Yeah, it's
China.
Let's see here. Oh, okay, good. So let me read this and then we'll get to the video. Chinese President Xi Jinping warned Trump during talks in Beijing on Thursday the differences over Taiwan could lead to clashes and conflicts between the U.S. and China, underscoring the issue's significance from China's perspective. Quote, as President Xi Jinping noted during the talks with President Trump, the Taiwan question is the most important issue in China-U.S. relations. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Jiao Quan told reporters. If handled properly, the bilateral relationship would enjoy overall stability. Otherwise, the two countries will have clashes and even conflicts, putting the entire relationship in great jeopardy. Taiwan independence and cross-strait peace is irreconcilable as fire and water. Safeguarding peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait is the biggest common denominator between the U.S. and China. The U.S. side must exercise extra caution in handling the Taiwan question. The warning was delivered during 2 hours of talks at the Great Hall of the People in Beijing, before which Trump praised the Chinese leader in public remarks. Quote, you're a great leader. Sometimes people don't like me saying it, but I say it anyway, because it's true, Trump said, according to the Associated Press. It's an honor to be your friend. Xi expressed hope for a beneficial, cooperative U.S.-China relationship, but also warned of the need to avoid conflict, asking whether the two countries can transcend the Thucydides gap, the trap, whatever that is, and forge a new model for relations between major powers. The AP report noted that Xi used the term Thucydides trap for many years, which refers to the risk of war between a rising power and an established power, but said it was significant that he used it in comments directly to Trump. Trump's visit to Beijing, which included a large delegation of his senior officials and CEOs of private U.S. companies, come a few months after his administration approved $11 billion in arms sales to Taiwan, more than were approved under the entire Biden administration, prompting Beijing to launch a major military drills around the island. The U.S. does not appear to be heeding China's warning regarding Taiwan, and U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio downplayed what Xi told Trump, telling NBC News, they always raise it on their side. We always make clear our position. We move on to the topics. While issuing warnings about potential conflicts, Xi also stressed that the U.S. and China could maintain a beneficial relationship. Achieving the great rejuvenation of the Chinese nation and making America great again can go hand in hand, he said. We can help each other succeed and advance the well-being of the whole world. The two leaders also discussed the U.S.-Israeli war against Iran, with the White House saying the two sides agreed the Strait of Hormuz must remain open to support the free flow of energy, and that Xi also made China's position clear to the opposition to the militarization of the strait and any effort to charge a toll for its use. Chinese officials did not mention Iran and Strait of Hormuz in their readouts in the meeting, which came as Iran was allowing Chinese tankers to exit the Persian Gulf.
So I'm a little confused. Is that Xi, on the side with Trump on Iran? I'm a little confused.
Let me look at that again. With the White House claiming that both two sides agreed the Strait of Hormuz must remain open to support the free flow of energy. Xi also made it clear that China's opposition to the militarization of the strait and to charge a toll for its use. Chinese officials did not mention Iran or the Strait of Hormuz in their readouts of the meeting.
So is he trying to play both sides or what?
It seems like Xi is trying to kind of straddle the fence and play both sides here. That's what it comes across as, because it doesn't seem like they're against what the U.S. is doing in Iran, but at the same time not in favor of it, and they're kind of just saying, "Hey, look, don't shut down the Strait of Hormuz and don't and just keep giving us our oil, and we'll be happy." That's basically what the Chinese position is. What Xi's position is there. It's not like he's strongly coming out against what the U.S. and Israel is doing in Iran. So that's not what he's doing there. So he's kind of straddling the fence. Let's see. Let's go to this now. Let me see the chat. Let's see. So Puerto Rican princess still blocked. Let's see here. Witchy. I'm feeling like a bad person as I had to listen to a 79-year-old woman cry on the phone because my company doesn't do residentials, nor do we do cordless phones. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's tough to watch seniors, in that position where technology is advancing so much, but there's like very little that we can do about it because, this is how the world is now. So this is NBC News report. Trump arriving in China, and they also towards the end talk about Trump's comments on the American services. So this is also here. So let's
Arriving in China to a lavish welcome, hundreds of kids waving Chinese and American flags as the president prepares to begin his high-stakes summit.
Look at that performance. They got a bunch of teenagers to like, you know, with the with a Chinese flag and the American flag.
We love you, Trump. We love you, Trump.
Yeah, they kiss up to Trump. Yeah.
Among the president's entourage, top American CEOs. You can see Elon Musk.
You can look at Elon Musk there. You can also see the CEO of NVIDIA here too.
Oh God, that fucking guy.
And that's Jensen Huang,
Jensen
CEO
Huang.
of American AI chip maker NVIDIA. President Trump posting he'll be asking President Xi to open up China to American businesses.
We're going to have a great meeting in China.
He's a wonderful guy.
Tonight, we spoke with retired Chinese senior colonel So Boa.
What do you think the Chinese government thinks of President Donald Trump?
I think we definitely would just lay out the red carpet to welcome him. He's coming when China is much stronger, and when China is more confident.
President Trump trying to level the playing field for U.S. companies here. He's hit China with some of his biggest tariffs, and the U.S. trade deficit with China dropped 30% last year to around $200 billion. And there's a new battle over AI. A source tells NBC News NVIDIA's CEO was included in the delegation after a last-minute call from President Trump. The Trump administration accuses China of an industrial-scale effort to steal U.S. technology on AI. And there's a fierce debate over whether more American companies should sell AI computer chips to China.
Those chips allow us to be ahead in AI. And
I'm sure that the Chinese can't find AI chips without the U.S.
Notice how the AMD CEO wasn't there. The woman.
Yeah, it's like it says the NVIDIA, and I'm sure the Chinese can't find AI chips without the U.S. I'm sure that they can't get it. They can't make it themselves, or they can't go to the Russians, or them. Only the U.S. makes AI chips. Absurd.
Quite frankly, the Chinese want access to them.
And the new reaction tonight over the
God,
president's
look at his
response.
face. Oh my God.
That's a terrible picture. I'm not sure whether it was edited like that or what. Yeah, this is when they talk about Trump's comments on Americans' finances here.
America's financial situation motivated him to make a deal with Iran.
I don't think about American financial situation. I don't think about
there it is.
I think about one thing. You cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. The American people understand. When it's over.
The American people will understand. Trust me. Everything sucks.
It reminds me. Do you remember a long time ago when Frank? What's that? That famous comedian Frank. He does the impressions. Frank Caliendo. Remember? Do you remember when he portrayed as Charles Barkley, and he was talking about Kim Jong-il or whatever his name is? And that's what we need to come up with someone as impersonating Trump and doing that with Iran or something like, Iran's a bad guy. They're gonna destroy America.
Yeah, this is I can't Trump like. And let's see. Let's go back to the video here. Where is it?
Have a massive drop in the price of oil.
Democrats slamming the president.
He said, "I don't think about Americans' financial situation."
You don't
Can
either.
you believe it?
You don't either, Chuck. I mean, don't act like you do.
He cares about Israel.
Yeah. Don't act like you do either. I know you're gonna do your grandstanding, talking about how much you care now, but as soon as Gavin Newsom's president, you're gonna go right back to doing what you've always done. So
Republicans firing back.
The president thinks about Americans' financial situation, and we talk about it constantly.
That's a blatant lie.
He said it clearly, asshole.
Yeah, that's a blatant lie. It's like, oh yeah, we talk about Americans' finances all the time. It's like this is Trump's attitude, and it always will be. Like, to make. So that's basically Trump's attitude now in his second term, and he doesn't give a fuck anymore.
Self-governing island that China's communist government claims as a part of its territory. How will President Trump?
Well, it is part of their territory. I mean, we agreed to it. The United States agreed to it back in the 70s. What are you talking about? Claims to be a part of its territory. Like, it is.
respond when China's expected to push the U.S. to soften its stance on defending Taiwan.
What do you think the most important aspect of these negotiations is for China?
From the American side, I think it is more about the deals, different deals. But from Chinese side, I believe Taiwan issue would be the top agenda.
We thank you. Well, yeah, obviously Taiwan is number one because that's their whole thing. That's going back to the 70s when Richard Nixon came to an agreement with Mao Zedong, about the one China policy. We agreed that Taiwan is a part of China. In exchange, they wouldn't invade China. They wouldn't invade Taiwan and let them have their autonomy. So basically, that was the agreement. That's the one China policy. Joe Biden over and over again claimed, "Oh yeah, we're going to protect Taiwan if China invades." It's like, no, you idiot. That's not our policy. And then AOC also couldn't. She butchered completely. And then I remember towards the end of her rant there, her rambling word salad idiocy, she came out in favor of TPP. So it was like, so yeah, I mean, nobody.
I wonder how much her suits cost, the one she's wearing.
Cord Lord says American finances equals corporate control. And that's totally right. Whoops, forgot to take it off the screen there. So yeah, let's go to, I think that's all for that videos. Let's go to some articles and then we can continue. So let's see. Let's go to this one. So as we talked about earlier, ICE is not paying the medical bills of their detainees. So not sure. Let me see. Here we go. There we go. Hopefully it's big enough. Yeah, let me make it a little bigger. Whoops, too big. There you go. So let's see. On October 3rd, Trump administration abruptly stopped paying third-party for medical care provided to detainees in the custody of ICE. According to ICE Health Service Corps, IHSC, payments to third parties were supposed to resume on April 30th. When April 30th arrived, payments to third-party medical providers did not resume. For more than 7 months, third parties have not been able to be reimbursed for medical services provided to ICE. I assume detainees, because ICE themselves are not getting it. This has coincided with a massive spike in detainee deaths and medical crisis. Read the full story here. I think there's more. Yeah, here we go. ICE has not paid for detainee medical care for 7 months. The termination of payments to providers has coincided. Okay, yeah, let's go. October 3rd, 2025, the Trump administration stopped paying third parties for medical detainees. Medical care for ICE detainees. November 2025, ICE said the situation was an absolute emergency that needed to be fixed immediately to prevent further loss of life. According to ICE Healthcare Corps, payments for third parties supposed to resume April 30th. ICE is contracted with a private firm, Accenture Health, to process reimbursements. But April 30th came and went and nothing is being processed. Meanwhile, so ICE has hired, what the hell? No. Whatever. ICE has hired some private company to handle the payments, but they're still not getting paid, these doctors. Meanwhile, detainee deaths at ICE facilities are skyrocketing from 2018 to 2024. The average number of people who died in ICE custody annually is 8.9. I'm not sure, 8.9. I don't know what that means. I don't think it's 8.9 million. I mean, it can't be that high. Since ICE has stopped medical reimbursements on October 3rd, 2025, people have been dying in ICE custody at a rate of 8,900. Okay, it has to be that. At the rate of 51,700 annually. Okay, here we go. So, is this in millions or in... It doesn't really say here. It says... I assume it's in thousands, but it doesn't really... It usually says it's millions or in thousands, but... Beyond the data, there are just numerous examples. Individual cases suggest essential medical care is being denied to ICE detainees. So yeah, ICE is... Let me just do that. ICE is basically not paying for anybody or anything. Why would ICE care about anybody in their custody like deleting poor people? But still, I mean, this is important to tell people that, hey, look, ICE is definitely not paying the bills of, paying these doctors in order to treat the detainees or give them the bare minimum medical treatment. It's not like would expect them to give him like gold-plated healthcare or anything, but come on, just a bare minimum of medical treatment. So there's more on this. Hold on, there's more on Trump here. Let me go to this. Actually, no, I'm not going to go to that. I mean, we already covered that. Trump not caring about Americans' wages. So basically, Trump is like, I don't care. Americans will understand because we will stop Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. No, they won't. No, we won't. I mean,
this is the evidence right here. This is the evidence.
Yeah, it's let's get to the Trump administration stopping withholding $1.3 billion in Medicaid payments for California. So this is a quick little article here from the New York Times. I tried to find it somewhere else, but I couldn't. The only one's really covering it. So let's go to the paper of record, the New York Times, or the alleged paper of record. So the Trump administration will withhold $1.3 billion from Medicaid payments in California.
1 billion, gajillion, fifillion, million. Yes.
How about no?
The vice president said the state had not done enough to fight fraud in the public health insurance program. The Trump administration will withhold $1.3 billion in federal Medicaid payments from California. J.D. Vance announced on Wednesday, saying the state had failed to combat fraud in the public health insurance program. The state of California has not taken the fraud very seriously, Mr. Vance said at a White House news conference. The vice president also announced an audit of state-level watchdog agency called Medicaid Fraud Control Units, which are meant to ferret out inappropriate spending. The administration sent letters to the offices on Wednesday asking them to prove that they are effectively and aggressively, quote-unquote, combating Medicaid fraud, Mr. Vance said. He added that they could also lose funds. The announcements are part of administration's growing focus on fraud in public health insurance programs. In March, President Trump established a task force to crack down on misuse of public funds in federal programs, appointing Mr. Vance as the leader of the group. Okay, that's why the VP is kind of hanging around talking about that. So far, the actions is focused on Democratic states. In February, the administration halted a $259 million payment to Minnesota after a major welfare scandal. Minnesota has challenged that decision in court. Oh yeah, this is the alleged fraud that Nick Shirley guy found with the child care in Minnesota. So I'm not saying alleged
Minnesota.
because I don't know how true any of that is because Nick Shirley is not the most credible guy in the world, but I digress. Dr. Mehmet Oz, yes, that Dr. Oz, the TV doctor, the administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, another task force member, has frequently pointed to California's hospice industry as a prime example of fraud, noting that a third of all hospice providers were in one city, Los Angeles. Okay, that doesn't mean it's fraudulent. It's like, yeah, they're all in Los Angeles. I don't know. I don't understand why that's evidence, but I digress. There's something clearly wrong, Dr. Oz said at a recent event hosted by the Paragon Institute, a conservative health policy think tank. On Wednesday, Medicare announced that it was enacting a 6-month moratorium on approving new hospice providers, as the agency aims to investigate the identified possible cases of fraud. So there you go. The next thing the administration is going to do, they're going to pull out the welfare queen. They're going to find the black woman with 10 kids and getting thousands of dollars a month in Medicaid and government benefits like Reagan did in the 80s. So they're going to find some fake black woman that doesn't exist. That's the next thing they're going to do. Was that Reagan or was that Bush Sr.? I know a president did that. They found like this fake black woman that they called her welfare queen. That they had, she had like 7 kids, or I don't remember who it was. Maybe someone in the chat remember who did that, but it's either Reagan or I know it wasn't Clinton. It was either was it Clinton? I don't know. I don't remember right now. I mean, I do remember there was a welfare queen that a president pointed to claim that they had to cut social service. No, it might have been Clinton because he did welfare reform in the 90s. To the trash heap that it is today. So it might have been Clinton, but again, I'm remembering a president used a welfare queen to justify cutting welfare benefits. Let's see. So let's go to. let's go to that. So let's go to privacy or the social media bans. I love this website, Reclaim the Net. They do a great job of covering this stuff. Remember Australia enacted an under 16 social media ban, at a FEMA official a few months ago. So Australia's under 16 social media ban fails. 73% have ignored it. So yeah, most teenagers still using social media, even though technically it's illegal for them to use it, which is no surprise there. Australia's under 16 social media ban has been enforced for 4 months, and the headline finding from a new working paper out of the University of Chicago's Becker Friedman Institute is that around 3/4 of teenagers or targets are ignoring it. Hilarious. The paper Why Bans Fail, Tripping Points in Australia's Social Media Ban surveyed 746 Australian teenagers between March and April 2026. Among 14 and 15-year-olds covered by the ban, only about 27% are complying. The other 73% are still using Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, X, YouTube, Reddit, Twitch, Threads, or Kick. In the 10 platforms, the law designs off-limits anyone under 16. Wait a minute. Kids can't watch YouTube until they're 16? That's crazy. I didn't realize that you included YouTube. I thought it was just Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, X, and stuff like that. Not YouTube and Twitch. That's crazy. Like,
that's right. There's YouTube Kids, I believe.
Yeah, there's YouTube Kids. Yes, that's weird that they would also include YouTube there. The Online Safety Amendment, social media minimum age of 2024 took effect on December 2025, making Australia the first country to outlaw teenage social media accounts at the federal level. More than a dozen other countries and numerous U.S. states are now considering versions of the same approach. The Australian model places enforcement entirely on the platforms, which faces penalties of up to $49.5 million Australian for failing to take the reasonable steps to keep under 16s off the service. Teenagers themselves face no legal sanctions. And what's the point?
Australia is known for being one of the most pro censorship countries in the world. I mean, look what they do with their video games. They heavy censor their video games.
Oh God, yeah, you can't play. You can't. Jesus,
well, you can play, but there's a lot of censored or deleted.
Deleted stuff. They're censored to hell, pretty much. Those games.
Yeah.
The teenagers know this. According to the survey, only 22% of banned teens believe they personally face any consequence for using a banned platform. 47% correctly understand the consequences fall on the companies. Awareness of the ban is near universal, 86%. The teens aren't confused about what the law says. They simply concluded that accurately that the law isn't aimed at them. It isn't. It's aimed at the companies. So there's really no point in trying. This law is a waste of time. Getting around restrictions takes minimal effort. 75% of banned teens describe circumvention as easy or very easy. Well, obviously,
again, it's the think of the children law or whatever.
All you got to do is either use a VPN or put your 18 on the fucking thing, and that's it. Most common workarounds are the obvious ones: lying about age on verification prompts, entering false birth dates as sign up, borrowing a parent's and older siblings' accounts, and routing it through a VPN. 64% of 14 and 15-year-olds in the survey had not had their accounts removed at all. The platforms have been found them. According to non-compliers report that a parent, older sibling, or other adult helped them sign up for a new account after the previous one was deactivated. That's hilarious. Even the parents are like, yes, who cares? Sign up for it. No one respects this law. The researchers also asked teenagers a more interesting question. What share of your peers would need to stop using social media before you stopped? The average answer was 69%. I love the specificity of that. Some teens placed in the threshold even higher. The results holds across every way the question was framed, where the reference group was age peers, classmates with a wider score, typical person your age. A number came out to 62 to 69%, blah, blah, blah. Yes, in other words, this law is a terrible failure. Like, Australia miserably failed there.
I just want to mention something first. The Yankees and Mets game, it's scoreless right now, but in the third inning, and the Yankees are already out of challenges. So,
oh wow,
yeah.
Oh well, I have it 1-0 Yankees here. So I don't know.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, my phone's.
Oh yeah, I see it now. Yeah, Cody Bellinger again.
Yeah. Let's see. In Australia, at least the government is quite racist from what I've seen. Met a family Aboriginals. They educated me when I was young. But yeah, that's definitely the Australian government is, like most governments, are pretty, racist against indigenous peoples, whether it's Australia, here in the U.S., or Canada. So it's not anything new that I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised at that fact. Let's see. Let's go to Sweden, wanting to strap tracking devices on children as young as 13.
Oh my God.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the EU wants to parent your kids for you. If you live in the EU, they want to parent your kids for you. They want to track your kids. They want to put tracking devices on your kids for some reason. And I'm sure the excuse is, well, we got to protect them from kidnappings and from predators and stuff. Like, okay.
Everyone who lives in Sweden, get out. Move already. Get out of there.
Yeah. Oh, it's 3-0 Yankees. Great.
Yes.
Things are going well so far.
Let's
Let's see.
Of course, Cam Schlittler's pitching, so that helps.
Yeah, so I would hope that the Yankee, they come with a win tonight. The country that once exported this parenting model to the world now wants to put ankle monitors on 13-year-olds who haven't been charged with a crime.
Oh my God!
So that's like you're on, if you're out on bail, they put on a ankle monitor on you to make sure you're not doing anything. But that's different. But this is like, they have committed a crime. He's going to do it anyways. Sweden's government has announced plans to fit children with electronic tracking bracelets. The latest expansion of surveillance apparatus for the country has been building around its youngest residents for the past year. Social services would decide which children aged 13 or older gets tagged based on the government's determination that they are quote unquote at risk. I don't know what that means, at risk. I mean, of recruitment by criminal gangs, quote unquote. Oh, okay. So in other words, poor kids in bad neighborhoods, most likely brown, are going to be they're going to monitor those kids. That's what's going on here. Officials estimate between 50 and 100 kids would be tracked to enforce curfews. The bracelets are a part of a much wider platform or pattern. Since October 2025, the Swedish police have had the legal authority to wiretap electronic communication of children under the age of 15, including in cases where no specific crime is suspected. The country is also lowering the age of criminal responsibility from 15 to 13 for serious offenses starting July 1st. The Swedish state can now listen to a child's phone calls, read their messages, and this proposal passes, track their physical location in real time. Why are they criminalizing kids? Like, this is like very like right wing for a EU country here. This is what you expect right wingers to do. Social Services Minister Camilla Waltersson Gronwald told reporters the device would be designed to look like a watch or a bracelet, so it wouldn't be obvious or stigmatizing. As an ankle bracelet used to convicted criminals, the cosmetic distinction is worth pausing on. The device performs the same function as a criminal ankle monitor. It tracks the wearer's movement and reports them to the authorities. Calling it a watch changes the aesthetics, not the surveillance. Grunwald said there were 173 children under the age of 15 suspected of being involved in murders or murder plots. So because of that, all children need to be tagged now. Like,
it's kind of funny. The Yankees, first time facing Clay Holmes ever since he chose the Mets, and he's getting shelled.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look who's joined.
Oops. Sorry, I kicked her out. All right, so I'm not sure. So
I see how it is.
There's an accident.
No. I need to talk about this. You know what this is? This is, these are bad kids. So you can forget about them, and then we'll go take them and rape them. That's all this is. You try that shit with my kid. You fucking pedophiles. That's all you fucking are. That's all you fucking are. That's all this is. I'm sorry, but I got to voice my opinion. I am a mom. Okay, we just celebrated Mother's Day, which I'm a mother 24/7. But we literally just celebrated Mother's Day.
Happy belated Mother's Day, by the way.
No, thank you. But I mean, this is pedophilia, and they're doing it right in front of your fucking faces. They're saying, we're gonna put it on the bad kids so that we can fucking put them in the system, and then you'll forget about them, and they'll fucking rape them. This is pedophilia, baby. They're trying to legalize pedophilia. This is how you do it.
Hey,
but these are the bad kids.
You can stay on if you want, because you sound fine to us. So
well, tell that to the 79-year-old that I had to tell. Sorry, we can't help you.
She also cited 52 evidentiary proceedings against children in 2025, a legal process where court determines guilt for children below the age of criminal responsibility, though
Try
no
that with
punishment
my kid,
follows.
bitch. Try it with my kid. I dare you.
Those numbers describe a real problem. Sweden's gangs violence has pulled children to serious crime at alarming rates, with gangs recruiting minors precisely
Oh,
because they
gang's my
face
fucking
lighter
asshole.
legal
Gang's my
consequences.
fucking asshole. That's just a fucking excuse.
Yeah, because here in the U.S. we have a massive gang problem too, but they're not doing that here, not yet at least. So,
Oh, don't give them any ideas.
none
I'd like
none
to
of those
see him try that
changes.
shit with my kid.
None
You
of
want to
that
see the
changes.
devil, baby? Mm.
Let's see what else. None of that changes what the bracelet proposal actually is. The government wants to attach location tracking hardware to children who have not been convicted of anything, based on the social worker's assessment of future risk. The child doesn't
Jesus
have to
fucking
have committed a
Christ.
crime. They have to be deemed likely to encounter a crime, not even commit a crime, likely to encounter one. So
thought crime. Again, this is all
yeah,
an
it's just-
excuse for pedophilia, baby.
the
They're trying to
when-
legalize it.
When children are at risk of falling into the clutches of serious criminals, we must have more tools to protect them. Walterson said.
Serious criminals are the rich people.
Electronic monitoring should be usable in serious situations in order to break the destructive pattern in time and guarantee the child's safety.
My ass cheeks. It's never been about the kids. They don't give a fuck about your kid. All they want to do is rape them.
The framing is protection. The mechanism is surveillance, and the target population is children selected not by courts weighing evidence, but by social services making predictions. I'll tell you what it is. They're protecting
Social
children.
services or child services is not there to protect the child. They're there to help the pedophiles have easier access. How do I know? I've dealt with the child fucking services, and I am so glad, because if they try to take my kid away, oh baby, you will see the fucking devil.
Children rights organizations, Sweden's National Council for Crime Prevention, and UNICEF have all raised concerns about what this does to children's civil liberties, and it's not hard to see why. A 13-year-old wearing a government tracking device because an official thinks it might fall within the wrong crowd is not a child being protected; it's a child being surveilled on the basis of a guess. The broader trajectory should concern anyone watching. In less than a year, Sweden has authorized warrantless wiretapping of children's phones, lowered the age at which the state can imprison a child, and now propose physically attaching tracking devices to minors who have not been charged with a crime. They
want to track your kids at all times so they know where they are, so they can have a pedophile go and rape them. It's simple science.
It all gets justified as a response to gang violence. Gangs, collectively, they represent a surveillance of infrastructure built specifically around children, one that treats the youngest and most vulnerable residents of a democracy as subjects to be monitored rather than citizens to be supported. So that's from Reclaim the Nets. Jesus, I mean, as soon I saw this earlier in the week, it's like, I know that Witchy's going to be angry about this, and I'm going to cover it.
Yes!
So I want to talk about it too. So, yeah.
Try to do that shit with my kid. I dare you. I dare you. I fucking dare you. Just even mention it to me,
be like,
and I go off on a tangent.
They'll be like, okay, we will.
Like I said, you guys are, well, you are, little brother, you're Jewish, and Angel's Christian. But you both believe in the devil, right? You want to see the devil? Yeah.
Okay.
Try to put that shit on my kid, and you will see the motherfucking devil.
So now let's get to one more about this, and then Canada.
What?
Yeah.
As my son says,
the Canadians here are claiming their critics don't understand the surveillance law or bill.
Oh, and I don't want to understand it, bitch.
Canada's public safety minister is telling Apple, Meta, Signal that they don't understand his own surveillance bill. They understand it fine. That's Bill C-22.
As Shawn Michaels would say, Oh, Canada, how I hate this place.
Yeah, Bill
You screwed Brett.
C-22.
You screwed Brett.
Bill C-22, the Lawful Access Act, would force telecoms, internet companies, and social media platforms to rebuild their systems so police and the Canadian Security Intelligence Service can access user data more easily during investigations. It would also require providers to stockpile metadata on every subscriber for up to a year, regardless of whether those people are suspected of anything. The bill has the backing of police chiefs across the country and the CSIS, which is the CSIS is their version of the CIA, basically, who have long argued that they are stymied by outdated legislation in the digital world. The government
let's
describes
circle the wagons, Pilgrim.
the government describes this as an organizing information like filing cabinet, where certain types of information would be available with legal authorization. The filing cabinet contains a year's worth of data showing where every Canadian goes, when they go there, and who they communicate with on a mobile network. The metadata includes which cell towers each phone connects to and when. Retrained at scale, it amounts to a comprehensive surveillance map of the population. Public Safety Minister
Yeah, but they
Gary.
can't use that because your cell phone pings off of several different cameras all at one, or cameras, cell towers all at one time. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that bitch. No, seriously, it does. They actually saw that cell phones in real time will ping off of several different towers, and this is how they were surveilling a guy who was in like 3 places at once, and they still charged him with murder of another guy, and he wasn't even in the area. But because his phone pinged off of several towers, and it just happened to be a tower in the area, they said, "Oh, well, he killed him." No, he didn't. He didn't even know the guy.
It is no. See, that's the thing. If you have a good enough lawyer, they can point out the stuff at trial. But it's like, I'm sure either he had a public defender who didn't care, or he just pled guilty. So I don't know the details of that case, but yeah. So let's
Hey,
see.
CBC.
Let's see.
Oh, ask little brother about his ex-wife.
The list of people who supposedly can't read keeps growing. Apple warned the legislation could allow the Canadian government to force companies to break encryption by inserting backdoors into their products, something Apple will never do, unless it's for the NSA. Then Apple will do that perfectly fine. They won't do it for anybody else but the NSA. The company added at the time of raising and persuasive threats from malicious actors seeking to access user information, Bill C-22 as drafted would undermine our ability to offer powerful privacy and security features users expect from Apple. Except that the CIA or NSA, then they'll gladly give up that information. Apple has already shown it would follow through on threats like these. It pulled its advanced data protection feature from the United Kingdom rather than comply with a technical capability notice, ordering it to create access to encrypted iCloud data that is now litigating the order before the Investigatory Powers Tribunal.
I'm telling you, turn off your locations. Unless you need to use like the maps or whatever, turn off your location on your phone. Less tracking that way.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Steph, you got the S26 Ultra yet?
Hey, did you hear about your ex-wife?
No. I asked you a question.
No, bitch, I did it because I still owe like $400 on my Ultra 24.
Oh.
Yeah. If the
I think we should talk about your ex-wife.
No.
Oh yeah, we do have to bring her up here in a second. If Bill C-22 passes unchanged, the Canadians could lose the same protection. Signal, the encrypted
Tulsi did actually
service.
have an ex-husband.
An ex-wife?
No, I didn't say it. I corrected it. She used to have an ex.
The other team.
She used to have an ex-husband actually before Abraham. I think that's her current husband.
Yeah. It's okay, little brother. We know that you. Where did it all go wrong, right, little brother?
No. I'm serious. She actually used to have an ex-husband.
No, I know. I'm busting.
I know.
Signal, the encrypted messaging service, went further. Vice President, that name, told the Globe and Mail that Signal would rather pull out of the country than be compelled to compromise on privacy promises we made to our users. So yeah, the Canadians are they're trying to, surveil their own citizens too, just like we do, and just like every other country.
Oh yeah, Sean, I
on
know.
Earth.
But if you
So,
have the location off, at least it makes it a little harder for them to track you. Is all I'm saying. Just don't use, make sure your location is off unless you absolutely have to use it for like maps or something. But I have my location off all the time, unless, like I said, unless I need it for like Google Maps or something. Because I don't know where the fucking hell I'm going half the time. I'm lucky I remember my own name at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's like I keep it. I turn it off unless I do that too, because I can't. I have a hard time remembering where I'm going or how to get there. So
I think I'll walk this way. Oh, pfft.
Yeah. So everybody knows, and I just found out about this yesterday.
Oh, here comes the ex-wife.
The allegation that the
she's
CIA
always pushing back on everything.
Yeah.
Pushing back on the attacks on Trump or the
yeah. So she's denying reports.
She sucks a lot of dick now.
She's denying reports that the CIA actually raided her office. So
is anybody keeping count?
You can play the audio there. I just saw. Yeah.
Oh, there's a video here too. I don't know if it ever loads.
She came to us with some pretty shocking breaking news. It's about files pertaining to the assassination of JFK and MK Ultra, which was the CIA's human experimentation program. We have learned since our interview with them that the CIA marched into the National Reconnaissance Office warehouse in the middle of the night and took files under the jurisdiction of DNI Tulsi Gabbard. It was not a raid, and it did not happen today, but it did happen, and the files were not given back.
We were actually just notified that the CIA went in and took documents out of ODNI, multiple boxes pertaining to the JFK files as well as MK Ultra. The reason why this is troubling is there was an executive order that.
So the allegation is that Tulsi Gabbard, under orders from Tulsi Gabbard, the CIA took back files from her from the JFK assassination and from MK Ultra in the 60s. So that's the allegation that she's putting out there. So, but it's under orders from Tulsi Gabbard. It wasn't Tulsi Gabbard office got raided. At least that's the way I understand it.
The president had directed the full declassification of JFK, but then also to the MK Ultra files. The CIA famously has said that, all documents were released and other documents had been destroyed. So these are allegedly those documents.
Know who killed
That's
JFK.
A lie. Yeah, that's a lie.
That dude.
Yeah,
it
was Iran. It was Iran that killed JFK.
Bomb Iran.
Documents that apparently never existed, and so very troubling.
No,
I did just talk to Chairman Cohen.
Wait, time out. Which is it? They never existed, or they were taken. Which is it? You can't have it fucking both ways.
Well, what do you expect? She used to be a stripper.
She sucked professionally. Okay, I gotcha.
Hopefully you guys don't hear this fan I've had, but
and we are sending in the next hour or so a preservation of documents request to the CIA. I have calls into the White House to the director of the CIA himself, and so obviously as this develops, we'll keep everyone up to date. But strange times we're living in, that's for sure.
Does the CIA have jurisdiction to go into Gabbard's office like that and take documentation?
Well, the CIA does not have jurisdiction to work against an executive order by the president. And so the fact that someone did this.
You think they care? Honestly, do you think the CIA cares?
Too busy fucking kids. Hello.
The CIA, when they killed Kennedy, the CIA made it clear they run the country. They run Washington, not any president.
Actually help poor people and try to stop, Well, the thing is, in 1962, Kennedy had a speech about healthcare for all. So, they couldn't have that. So the CIA killed our president and killed Robert Kennedy to stay in, so that we could stay in Vietnam. Thank you.
Yeah.
And again, this is literally the CIA said, we will kill the president if he helps poor people.
Yeah.
And suck a dick. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, so
problem is these people did.
So let me finish this.
When the president is out of country, from what I gather, I believe that Director Radcliffe is with him, and so this seems like it was an internal coup, to be honest.
What did you remember this ad from the CIA a few years ago?
That's the other one. Yes, he stopped payments to Israel. Yes, he wanted
No, but
to.
what I was going to say, the
stop
ad
giving
from
aid to Israel.
from the CIA a few years ago about this woman of color who was so proud to be working with the CIA. Remember that one?
Right. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And then, hey, look at over here. There's aliens. Oh no, we're kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all a big fucking magic trick of illusion.
But then we should listen to the audio for this article because it says otherwise. So.
Okay, well, I mean, they could.
Gabbard spokesperson pushes back on reported federal raid on office. By Ashley Fields. The Office of the Director of National Intelligence is pushing back on reporting of a CIA raid on the office. This is false, Olivia Coleman, a spokesperson for Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, wrote on the social platform X. She was referencing a now-deleted post from Fox News host Jesse Waters about the alleged raid. The CIA did not raid the DNI's office. Waters was citing comments from Representative Ana Paulina Luna, Republican from Florida, who alleged files related to the assassination of former President John F. Kennedy and the CIA's Project MKUltra were taken from the National Reconnaissance Office, NRO, in Virginia. The NRO periodically reviews collections of records associated with a single historically significant NRO program or project for declassification and public release. According to its website, the reason why this is troubling: there was an executive order that the president directed the full declassification of JFK, but then also to the MKUltra files. Famously, the CIA said that all documents were released and other documents had been destroyed. Luna said during an appearance on News Nation's Katie Pavlik Tonight. So, these are allegedly those documents that apparently never existed, she added. The Florida Republican noted that she personally called CIA Director John Ratcliffe to discuss the alleged FBI raid. In a follow-up post after the interview, Luna said this is not an issue with Ratcliffe or Gabbard. I am noticing a few large accounts, stating falsely that I claimed there was a raid on Tulsi Gabbard's office by the CIA. This is completely false, Luna wrote in the post on X, adding, there is no clip or statement that exists. Why is there an orchestrated push for this narrative? When Congress is notified of conflicting narratives from different...
I mean, you know, I'm kind of like
Again, which
annoyed
is it? You can't have it both ways.
yeah.
Either the files never
Different agents.
existed, or they literally got destroyed or were all released.
Yeah.
So which is it? But they don't want no. The thing is, it's not Trump who wanted those things released. It was they're just going to distract. Oh, look over here, there's a UFO. And they're going to keep these files forever. They do not want us to know what really happened with JFK or MLK, because they still haven't caught the murderer for MLK Jr. Sorry.
Yeah.
Malcolm X. We still don't know what happened to him.
Golden says we need a Chinese GTA spinoff.
We did. We had sleeping dogs.
Yeah, that was kind of the closest thing to that. But yeah, I actually have that game. I haven't played it in a while, but I had that game. Let me finish this.
Different agencies. That is, the CIA and ODNI. It is our job to follow through to ensure documents are preserved and not destroyed. The Republican continued. This is not an issue with Ratcliffe or Gabbard.
Your asses.
She added, for people to act like the CIA.
Sorry, go ahead.
It's to save your asses. This is all to save your asses. Because we all know who killed JFK. It was the CIA and the FBI.
No. Actually, it was Erica Kirk who killed him.
Yeah. Isn't she too busy being John Kennedy? Shit. JD Vance's couch.
Yeah, I guess so.
So I can't. This is an older video, but I just came across this.
Actually, JFK would have fucked her. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he would have. I mean, that was one of JFK's.
John Kennedy pretty much. I mean, He really.
Well,
I
I wish she would rape her. If you know what I mean.
No. I'm just making fun of John F. Kennedy because Kennedy literally fucked anything with tits and a pussy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not exaggerating. He really did.
No, that's true. Yeah.
He really did. Look at Marilyn Monroe. He was fucking her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so did his brother. I mean, apparently
Yeah,
it came
so
out
his
that his brother
brother.
too.
Woo!
Bobby Kennedy did too. Yeah, so it's like.
I wonder if RFK has as well.
You mean Junior? I think he was
yeah,
a kid at the time.
RFK Jr. Yeah.
I think he was a kid at the time.
He was a kid, wasn't he? I mean, he was like a.
Oh yeah,
child.
but I'm talking about now or the last few years or 10 years, whatever. For
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Time out. Who are we talking about? Marilyn Monroe.
I'm talking about RFK Jr. If he's done that recently or in the past.
Did he cheated on his wife? Maybe he probably has.
He's been fucking anything. He also fucks anything that moves. Yeah, didn't you hear about that scandal, the affair he had with that one journalist bitch?
He had.
And then he wrote her these poems about that she should suck his dick and literally when he comes in her mouth that she should swallow it and not spill a drop. Haven't you heard this shit? Come on.
It was Olivia Munn, and it was allegedly an emotional affair. An emotional affair.
And then he'd be like, "Well, that didn't happen, and what happened?
So he's. I mean, Robert Kennedy too fucked anything that moved.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised Junior fucks anything with this.
Yeah. So this was. I actually came across it. I came across this. Trump was asked by a reporter who killed Kennedy, and he gave, I don't know what answer he gives here, but I thought it was interesting.
There's a lot to sift through. Yeah. Can you just tell us who killed Kennedy?
Well, I was given the task of releasing that because many presidents have gone through it and they haven't released. And I said, release. We even released Social Security numbers. I didn't want anything deleted. I don't think there's anything
what the hell is he talking about?
That's earth-shattering, but you'll have to make that determination.
80,000.
So yeah, that was his answer.
Illusion.
Yeah,
Look over here.
It was. Well, I don't think there's anything important in there, but we released everything. We released everything.
Didn't. Because now you have people that say, "Oh, well, those documents were destroyed," and now they're raiding shit at the request of Tulsi Gabbard, your ex-wife. I mean, literally.
Shut up.
What I have to bust your balls.
I know.
Like literally, this is what I'm talking about. We all know who killed Kennedy and Malcolm X and MLK Jr. We all know who killed these people. It was the CIA and the FBI. Because I keep screaming every time I hear someone say about Robert Kennedy Jr. Robert Kennedy Jr. RFK. Every time I hear about RFK, I always want to scream, "Where's the woman in the polka dotted dress?" Because the FBI interrogated, not investigated or interviewed. They interrogated their own fucking witnesses. Made them change their own stories. Please read Lisa Peasy, A Lie Too Big to Fail. It's her research that she did on RFK. Where's the woman in the polka dotted dress, people? Keep asking these people this, the CIA, the FBI. Ask them where the woman in the polka dotted dress is. She's probably dead, but...
No, as Erica Kirk would say, stop.
Yeah, Erica Kirk could go suck a dick.
Angel, I was going to say, the Cavaliers, they were down by 11 against Detroit.
Kieran, why are you not keeping score?
Because I'm doing the fucking video thing with Angel.
I said Kieran.
But I'm saying they were down 11 against the Pistons. Now they've been coming back. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So
where's my suck a dick counters? Come on, Kieran, get on the program here.
So Democrats are still trying to.
Democrats.
Are still trying to discriminate against white Republicans in Virginia. So they're still fighting for this. Why the hell is it like that? Hold on. That's weird.
Remember, Democrats are a trillion times better than Republicans.
Ugh. What is it Bruce Black used to say? Republicans are dumb. No, Republicans are stupid and Democrats are dumb.
That's, yeah. So, in a bid for emergency relief, Democratic officials in Virginia asked the U.S. Supreme Court Monday to reinstate the state's new voter-approved congressional map for upcoming election. Not going to happen.
Yeah, that is what Trump said.
Yeah, the partisan redistricting amendment would have allowed the proposed map to take effect was struck down in a 4-3 decision by the Supreme Court of Virginia on Friday last week, citing procedural defects in the amendment's passage. Virginia Attorney General Jay Jones and other Democratic officials are now asking for a stay, which operates as a hold on the Virginia court's decision. They contend that the stay is warranted because Virginia High Court was deeply mistaken on the critical issues of federal law that led to conclude there were procedural issues in the timeline passing the amendment. The form of the emergency relief will allow the new maps to remain in effect for November's midterm election, and so the decision could be more formally reviewed by the U.S. Supreme Court. In their application for a stay, the officials maintained that forcing the state to use districts contrary to those approved by voters in the General Assembly in the Virginia court has deprived voters, candidates in the Commonwealth of their right to lawfully enacted congressional district, causing irreparable harm that is profound and immediate. You got to let us discriminate against white Republicans, or else it's a problem.
Hey, Angel, I could have said what Jesse calls them. Jesse calls them Democrips and Republicans.
Yeah, I have that book too. A funny part.
I have it too.
Yeah, the Virginia congressional redistricting strategy comes amid of its national mid-decade redistricting efforts undertaken largely by southern states, as well as California and Utah, an effort to counter any congressional seats gained by the Republican Party. In response to the decision of the Virginia Supreme Court, newly elected Governor Abigail Spanberger, former CIA, by the way, stated that she was disappointed in the ruling. So,
hey, can I have an Abigail Spanberger, please?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is basically this. We'll see what the court rules, but I'm almost positive they're not going to do anything.
Like cows eat shit or something.
Yes.
I guarantee you they're not going to do much of anything to help Virginia there. So the U.S. Army recovers remains of second soldier reported missing during Moroccan exercise. So this poor young woman was killed in Morocco during a military exercise. So
we'll say
remains
happen. It's a tragedy, but it happens.
Remains of the second U.S. Army soldier who reported missing in southern Morocco last week have been recovered. The Army identified the remains of Specialist Mariah Simone Collington, 19, of Tavares, Florida. Collington served as an air and missile defense crew member, was assigned to the Charlie Battery 5th Battalion, 4th Air Defense Artillery Regiment, 10th Army Air and Missile Defense Command, Jesus, according to an Army release. The recovery ends an 11-day search effort for Collington and First Lieutenant Kendrick Lamont Key Jr. of Richmond, Virginia. After the soldiers entered the ocean on May 2nd near the Cap Dra training area in a joint military exercise. According to reports, one of the soldiers fell in the water during a hike alongside the oceanside cliffs after training that day concluded. The other soldier purportedly jumped in to help, and initial rescue efforts for both failed. On May 9th, Key Jr. is recovered in the water approximately 1 mile from where both soldiers reportedly entered the ocean. The Royal Moroccan Armed Forces moved his remains by helicopter to the Moulay Al Hassan Military Hospital in Guliman, Morocco, and the Army says plans are in motion to repatriate his body. Since May 2nd, more than 1,000 U.S. and Moroccan military and civil personnel participated in the search for the two soldiers, with Collington located and retrieved from a coastal cave roughly 1,600 feet from where the pair reportedly entered the ocean. According to the release, challenging ocean conditions, coastal terrain, and caves accessibility complicated the search and recovery operations throughout the efforts. I wonder how much effort the U.S. military actually put in to find them, but that they're putting in the standard excuses, well, weather and ocean and wind and stuff like that, and we couldn't get to them in time.
Wind blowing in my hair, messing up my face.
Yeah, Collington was an outstanding soldier who unwavering enthusiasm and positive spirit uplifted every environment she entered. Captain Spencer Grider, commander of the Charlie Battalion 5-4 ADAR, said in a release. Her infectious energy, whether as office or in field among her peers, fosters connections and camaraderie, bringing people together through genuine worth and blah, 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 and she'll be greatly missed. So soldiers were involved in African Lion 26, U.S. Africa Command's largest annual joint exercise, in which over 40 countries in this year spanned across Ghana, Morocco, Senegal, and Tunisia. The incident remains under investigation. So, if I had to speculate, she fell in. He jumped in after her because he liked her. They both unfortunately didn't make it, and the U.S. military didn't put much effort to looking for them. So they both ended up not making it.
I hate to say I told you so.
Because she's black, and I'm assuming this kid, Kendrick Lamont Key Jr., is also black. But let me see. Yep, he's also black. See, there he is.
Yeah,
him there.
Yeah, good looking kid.
Yeah, they're both black, so I can basically not tell what happened here. The military didn't put much effort to looking for them. Again, not speculating
They don't
there.
care.
Yeah,
but
I'm
that's pure
surprised,
speculation
and I
on my
would
part.
not be
But
surprised if, I mean, if this woman had lived. It's very scary for women in the military because you could be, SA'd,
yeah,
and no one gives a fuck. They just let them SA you. They don't care.
that's the thing. That's the thing, and even during the Democratic administrations in my lifetime, they don't put much effort into investigating assaults of women in the military. So they put especially now under Trump. Forget it. I mean,
didn't they also murder Seth Rich, if that's his name? Isn't that his name?
What are you talking about?
Seth.
Yeah, the reporter Seth Rich, Jimmy
Yeah.
Dore talked about this.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, because he supposedly had damning evidence against rich people, and so they offed him.
Despite
That's
his
what
last
happens
name,
when you fight against the
despite
rich.
his last name being Rich.
well, he wasn't rich, right? He was fighting against the rich. Yeah, I've heard this story before. I've heard this bedtime story before. No, Jimmy Dore talked about this, and yeah, it's because he had damning evidence against rich people, and this is what happens when you fight against the rich. They will off you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they said they didn't. The FBI said there was no laptop. Yeah, there was a laptop, and they say they have it.
Yeah.
So which is it? They can't even keep
their
life straight.
Hunter Biden's laptop.
No, it's not the one.
No.
Oh, here we go. This is the
Seth
one.
Rich's laptop.
I know.
Yeah. So whoops. The U.S. is planning to indict Cuba's Raúl Castro. The U.S. DOJ official said. So
Why, for being Cuban?
So this is the United States plans to indict Cuba's Raúl Castro. A U.S. Department of Justice official said late Thursday.
Castor oil.
The timing of the potential indictment, which needs to be approved by a grand jury, was not immediately clear, but officials said it's imminent. The potential indictment of a 94-year-old former president of Cuba and brother of Fidel is expected to focus on the downing of an aircraft, officials said, on a condition of anonymity. CBS previously reported that the case relates to Cuba's deadly 1996 shoot-down of planes operated by humanitarian group Brothers to
1996.
Rescue.
That was like 30 years ago.
It's 30 years ago. Yeah, they want to indict him on something that happened 30 years ago and allegedly say that he did it. Representatives or Cuba's foreign ministry did not immediately respond to a request for comment outside of normal business hours. A U.S. Justice Department spokesman did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The administration has called Cuba's current communist-run government corrupt and incompetent, and is seeking to replace it.
Communist! Oh no!
The latest move comes as
capitalism is scarier.
The latest move comes as President Donald Trump has heaped pressure on Cuba, effectively imposing a blockade on the island and threatening sanctions on countries supplying it with fuel, igniting power outages, and delivering blows to its economy.
We have never been so fucked.
Yeah, the U.S.
in the ass. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of Florida has been overseeing an effort to examine potential criminal charges against the senior Cuban government officials. Officials from both countries acknowledged
to hear themselves bitch.
Yeah, earlier this year, they were in talks and negotiations appeared to founder amid the ongoing U.S. fuel blockade. However, on Thursday, the Cuban government confirmed that it met with CIA Chief John Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe told intelligence officials in Cuba that the U.S. was prepared to engage on economic security issues if Cuba makes quote-unquote fundamental changes, the CIA official said. So,
what kind of changes is that? They got a 94-year-old they want to indict for 30-year-old crimes, supposedly.
So this is...
Yeah, they want to rat fuck him, I'm sure.
CIA Director John Ratcliffe met with Raul Castro's grandson in Havana, U.S. and Cuban official says. So let's see here. CIA Director John Ratcliffe met with Cuban officials, including Raul Castro's grandson, during a high-level visit to the island Thursday. Ratcliffe met with Raúl Guillermo Rodriguez Castro, Interior Minister Lázaro Álvarez Casas, and the head of the Cuban intelligence services, and discussed intelligence cooperation, economic stability, and security issues. A CIA official confirmed the meetings to the AP. Ratcliffe was there to personally deliver President Donald Trump's message to the United States to prepare to seriously engage on economic and security issues, but only if Cuba makes fundamental changes, CIA official says. The official statement from the Cuban government noted the Thursday meeting took place against the backdrop of complex bilateral relations, whatever that means. While the U.S. stressed that Cuba cannot continue to be a safe haven for adversaries in the Western Hemisphere, where's the evidence for that? Who knows? The Cuban delegation insisted that the
your
island
evidence right here in this
Yeah.
file. Witchy
presents
A and B.
the Cuban delegation insisted that the island presents no threat to U.S. security. Cuban officials also took issue with the nation's continued inclusion in the U.S. list of state sponsors of terrorism. Rodriguez Castro previously secretly met with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on the sidelines of a Caribbean Communities Summit in St. Kitts in February. While he's never occupied a government post, he has served as his grandfather's bodyguard and later as head of Cuba's equivalent of the Secret Service. U.S. and Cuban officials also met earlier this year in Cuba. The ongoing meetings between the U.S. and Cuban officials marked the first U.S. government flights to land in Cuba, other than the U.S. naval base in Guantanamo Bay since 2016. By the way, we still not giving back Guantanamo to Cuba, so we still have it. Thursday meeting comes weeks after the Cuban government confirmed that it had recently met with U.S. officials on the island as tensions between the two sides remain high over the U.S. energy blockade of the Caribbean country, and as Cuba's power grid has collapsed and energy to its eastern provinces has been cut. The U.S. blockade of fuel to the island has heightened its economic woes with reduced work hours and food spoilage as refrigerators stop working. Earlier this week, the U.S. State Department reiterated that the U.S. would provide Cuba with $100 million in humanitarian assistance and support for satellite internet if the Cuban regime will permit it. In other words, what that means is we'll give them $100 million in internet access if the Cubans do what we want them to do. That's what I'm translating there, what that means. In late January, Trump threatened tariffs on any country that sells or supplies oil to Cuba, though Trump has also threatened to intervene in the country, and Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel said recently that his country is prepared to fight if that should happen. Sources told the AP earlier this month that military action is not imminent. So there you go. The administration is trying to pressure Cuba into stop being communist, I guess. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work because...
Why do they hate the word communism? I don't understand. What?
Because they were told to.
Because, again, they don't want communism or socialism to succeed. They don't want poor people to have money. So communism bad, even though you don't know what the fuck it really means.
Yeah. Remember that video we played of Jimmy Dore mocking the conservatives of that they don't know communism?
I mean, nobody knows what really communism is. The Red Scare, what do you think the Red Scare was about? They didn't want poor people to find out what communism really was.
Yeah.
Which just means
it's just like when the liberals did, the Russiagate stuff. Now it's the conservatives doing the socialism or the communism stuff. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's right, bad cookies. It has been. Yeah. Do you remember those old chants? Better dead than red?
Yeah.
I'd rather be dead from communism or capitalism than actually understand communism is actually just means public owned. It just means public owned. Instead of a private company.
They don't apparently they can't say the word capitalism.
No,
because they keep saying communism, which is the exact opposite of what communism actually is.
Yeah.
So
I did go to school. I went to a proper school.
Yeah, I I've argued multiple times that JFK was the last real president the United States has had. After his death, it's like the CIA took control, and every president after Kennedy has been a puppet one way or another. Especially these presidents these days, Obama, Biden. Biden can barely function. Trump is like a complete and utter fool too. So it's like he's a former game show host, for God's sake. So of course he's going to be completely, so.
And oh my
Yeah,
God, if Gavin Newsom becomes the next president, oh my fucking God.
And remember, Trump doesn't talk when the rich are taking water, when they're drinking water.
You don't only do stunts, but
no, I mean like look for the hand up the ass. They're the puppeteers.
I thought you were talking about Obama with.
Well, I'm talking about them all.
Well, yeah.
They don't know what the
fuck they're doing. That's right.
Now he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
None of them do. They're all fucking pedophiles, just pedophiling. Pedophile's going to pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much. It's ridiculous.
I expect them to go. It's a hard knock life for the rich.
Don't forget what a mess Michael Tracy's turned into with the Epstein.
Oh my God, that dude don't know if it's left, right, upside down. He just takes the dick right in the ass. He don't care. He likes to suck that dick. Come on, Kieran. Where's my counter?
Yeah.
So speaking of that, Angel, I'm sure you saw that short video of one of the games that the Giants beat against the Dodgers. They did that humping celebration.
Oh God! They were
humping each other.
Yeah. It was one of their celebrations. It was
okay.
Oh, so we got. I forgot about. I wanted.
Anybody know the Philly Pittsburgh score?
I can look it up right now.
Thank you.
Anyways,
I hope Pittsburgh's beating the shit out of them.
We got senators trying to introduce a ban on lawmakers becoming lobbyists.
Pirates are beating them 8-5 right now in the bottom of the
seventh. Whoop! Fuck Philly. Go Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so there's some senators trying to.
Pittsburgh took a 6-0 earlier, and the Phillies are trying to fight back though. So
fuck the Phillies.
But the Yankees scored again. They're now up 4-0. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see that here now. Let's see. So there's some senators trying to ban lawmakers on becoming lobbyists. This is never going to pass, but I found this kind of.
Yeah.
And then when it doesn't pass, they'll be like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Congress members will be permanently banned from becoming lobbyists after they leave office under a new bipartisan bill. The legislation would not only ban senators and U.S. House members from becoming
Maven is on an ice cream bar? Really, Indy?
Maven? Who's Maven?
Maven, the wrestler Maven. Remember?
Oh, that Maven.
Yeah.
Yeah. But would also prevent
Maven's
them
on
from
an ice cream bar? How the fuck does that happen? He's not Hulk Hogan. He's not the Jake the Snake or whoever the fuck was on ice cream bars back in the 80s. What the fuck are you talking about, Indy? Did I miss something? Wait, time out. Go backwards. What are you talking about?
The legislation would not only ban U.S. senators and becoming lobbyists, but also prevent them from becoming compensated for trying to influence lawmakers and staff on behalf of companies or groups.
Oh my
Closing a loophole will allow lawmakers to be lobbied without becoming lobbyists. The efforts from Senators Rick Scott and Elizabeth Warren come
Rick Scott, isn't that like a what they used to call him?
Baltimore.
Like,
wasn't he the one who has that Israel flag in his office?
I think so, but I call him Baltimore. It looks like Baltimore with that bald
All right,
head
yeah, Baltimore. That works.
Yeah.
What the fuck? How have we gone from 2026 to literally ice cream cones of the 80s? What the fuck is this? Is this the 80s?
Well, remember
really a bad portion of it?
Back when CM Punk was in WWE like 10 or 15 years ago, he was talking about the ice cream bars or whatever. Angel knows what
Dude, I hate those damn ice cream bars.
The original run.
Because they didn't have Mr. Perfect. Fuck that shit. Discriminatory. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. This is
also, I just want to. Oh yeah.
Oh come on! Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Yeah, he just saw this. I guess. Yeah, I didn't know about this.
He said before GTA 6. Oh my god.
Yeah, he did the before GTA 6 meme.
He wasn't even a good wrestler. What is he doing?
Exactly. They put him on an ice cream bar, but not Mr. Perfect. I call discriminatory.
Only thing he's known for was when he eliminated the Undertaker the Royal Rumble in his rookie
And the
year.
fact that he told a good rib story about Kurt Hennig. That was actually genius on Kurt.
By the way, Indy, for next Sunday, you're gonna watch the Indy 500 and the Coke 600 that day.
I keep getting NASCAR fucking commercials. Hey, go watch Dover. Bitch, I've been in Dover so many fucking times, it ain't fucking funny.
Well, NASCAR, they've recently been doing side-by-side commercials. They're showing the commercials and the race at the same time. So,
oh, that's the worst. WWE started doing that.
Soon? Doesn't NASCAR start soon?
Sorry, what?
Doesn't NASCAR start soon?
What are you talking about? This season's been going on. It started in February.
I don't know. I keep getting this shit for Dover. I'm like, I thought Dover was weeks ago.
No, that was Daytona 500. They did the first race back in February.
Yeah, I don't follow racing, but that started a while ago this season. So that's why I was like, let's see.
All-Star in Dover. Well, like I said, I've been to the Dover Downs more times than I care to count.
Yeah. But anyways, Indy, you're gonna watch those two races next
Dover
Sunday?
is this weekend. That's why I've been getting commercials about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this weekend. So the law is not going to become a law.
I'd rather go to Rehoboth Beach. That's my, my stopping ground.
Yeah, so they're just never going to pass. Like, what the hell? What are we talking about here? Even like, I can't believe
I'm sorry. We should be talking about this shit.
It's fine. I
mean,
it's a small article anyway. They just wanted to they introduced a ban to ban lawmakers from becoming lobbyists, which is never going to pass because
what the hell is a revolving door? What are they talking about? They love that revolving door. What gays have to be with Rehoboth? I just like Rehoboth.
Also, tomorrow is that Ronda Rousey fight. She's coming back to boxing. MMA after like 20 years, whatever the last time her fight was.
Yeah.
I think she fought like 10 years ago. Her run in WWE was a disaster.
I just want to be out of the beach.
Yeah, who was that female fighter who ruined her? I forgot her name again.
Holly Holm? Holly Holm or Amanda Nunes?
Holly Holmes or whatever her name is.
Holly, she's the first one to beat her. Yeah, knocked her out with that brutal head kick.
Downs is what it's called, Bad Cookies.
Yeah.
I had a friend living there that we ate.
And then she cried.
So I also
this is why
I've gone to Dewey Beach and Bethany Beach, but I like Rehoboth better.
Yeah, this is why I can't stand Ronda Rousey. She got beat by Holly Holm, then took over a year off crying and whining to everybody.
Yeah.
Crying and whining to everybody. Oh, I lost my will to live. And, she's like, really? And then she came back.
She wasn't very good on the mic either.
No, her WWE run was terrible. But then she she fought Amanda Nunes and got her ass kicked by her even worse. And then now she went to WWE, had a terrible run.
Indy. I've been to Dover International Speedway more times than I care to count. All right.
Yeah.
My mom loved Jeff Gordon. That was her man. And then her boyfriend liked Terry Labonte.
Yeah. And my driver, William Byron, drives the 24 right now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Jeff Gordon, he retired, right?
Years ago.
Are we doing? I assume before we go, we're doing pro wrestling talk tomorrow, right? I mean,
yes, because I have a lot to fucking say.
Okay, yeah. So we're definitely doing it tomorrow.
I don't know if I'm going to be on. Like Tony Stewart.
So I'll be on at 9 Eastern tomorrow.
I hated Rusty Wallace. Yeah. I hated most of NASCAR, but I really didn't have a favorite.
Oh no!
What about
Rousey was the Chris Hennig of women's MMA?
Who is Chris Hennig?
I don't know,
what?
but
there is no Chris Hennig. What the hell are you talking about?
I think he meant to put. Yeah, he meant to put Kurt.
Okay. What the fuck?
Like what?
And by the way, Mr. Perfect was perfect. Bad Cookies. I will see you at Dover Downs. No, I'm kidding. I'll see you at Dover. Bad Cookies, you and I are gonna have a wrestling match.
Angel, you said we were gonna do a baseball episode this Sunday, right?
Oh yeah, we were. Yeah, I mean, I intend to, unless you can do it, right? Because
I should be able to. Yeah.
I thought he meant Amy at first. I thought he was going to say Amy
No,
had
no,
it. I was going
because
to say, oh, those are fighting words.
yeah, because we got Dave said he might do it, but I haven't heard from him since earlier in the week when I proposed it.
Wait, doing what?
Baseball
a
talk
Yankee
on-
episode, baseball
baseball.
episode on
Yeah.
Sunday. Yeah, I was planning that, but yeah,
the
as of
time
now,
should
I'll be able
like
to
what,
do
7 Eastern? Is that right, Angel?
7 Eastern,
Yeah.
7:30,
On
something like
Sunday?
around that time.
On Sunday, yeah.
Oh, why do you guys hate me? I have class on Sunday. I can't talk baseball.
Sorry.
I wish it could.
Be around 7 on Sunday
I have
because
class.
we were supposed to do something beginning of the year. We didn't. It's almost
Yeah.
June. I figured
Yeah,
we'll
it's
do one
almost the
now.
middle of the baseball season.
And it's a
I figure
shame. What was her name that used to do the baseball talks with her? I don't
Karen,
remember.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're all
Karen.
friends
Yeah.
with Karen, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well, what happened to her? She fell off the face of the map.
Yeah.
well, she went full Trump and full MAGA, and now she completely like disappeared from all of us
Yeah.
basically. The last time I heard from her was like when the wildfires in New Jersey happened last year, and then she said, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." It's like, "Oh," and I haven't heard from her since. I don't know whether she blocked me or what, but I forgot about her until you mentioned
She's
her.
a Red Sox fan, but we still had great conversations with her about baseball. So
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. That's why.
yeah, unfortunately,
Red Sox.
What? Sorry, what?
The Red Sox are terrible, bro.
Yes, yeah.
The Red
Yeah,
Sox are
they,
not good.
they lost to Baltimore, didn't they? No, who did they play?
They lost to
Who?
the Phillies. They lost to
Phillies, yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
the fucking Phillies, I can beat the Phillies with both my hands tied behind my back and my eyes closed.
Well, not with Don Mattingly
Yeah.
as their manager right now.
Mattingly.
That's what I say about the Phillies. I hate the Phillies.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, I shared earlier that Max Fried just went on the IL. So,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
well, it's not that bad because Garrett Cole is
But also,
back or coming
what
back.
pisses me off right now is that, as Frank Fleming would say, the Rays never lose.
No.
Andy,
No,
I don't
they
like the
are-
Phillies because I don't like Philadelphia. So I don't like the Flyers. I don't like the Phillies. I don't like the Eagles.
And the Knicks swept the 76ers.
Oh god, yeah, that was one of the most embarrassing series I've ever even watched. And I'm
At
a
least
Knicks
they
fan,
beat
you know. It's like
I don't know. If my dad likes the Phillies and Pittsburgh and Baltimore. So he likes
Mm-hmm.
kind of like all three. And he's like, oh, the Phillies fucking suck.
Donnie. Ever since looks like Donnie Baseball is a good manager. It's like he took over the Phillies and they're winning again. It's like, what the hell?
No, but then they were losing there too. They were letting people come
Yeah,
back on them.
But that's because Rob Thompson wasn't doing very good to start the
He
season.
got fired, and then Mattingly took over for him.
Yeah, I'm
and
waiting
then
for
they're
Harper
winning
to show
again.
up. You know that fucking Harper that used to
Yeah.
be so good on the Washington
Nationals.
Senator.
No,
Right?
Nationals.
Nationals. Sorry.
And they won a
Senators
championship
since, like, the
without
60s.
him.
Senators are made minor league.
Yeah.
And they won a championship without him, by the way.
Yeah, the Washington after he left and signed that.
Yeah, but now he's
multi-billion-dollar
done fucking nothing in Philly. He was
No,
so
he's
good in
no.
Washington.
No,
He's done so much for Philly. He's done a whole lot for Philly. So
Yeah, he's been.
Name one.
His postseason, and he's also won an MVP. You know, he's put
been
up
good. He's
excellent
been
numbers.
solid. He's been solid
Yeah.
in Philadelphia, but he hasn't been.
Maybe not this year. I haven't
Well,
seen
he's not.
anything
No,
good
he's
out of
been
him.
great
He's
this
not-
year so far.
He's not Aaron Judge, but he's solid. You know, he's a solid player.
Yeah, I haven't seen dick out of him. Every time
Yeah,
he gets
you
up, he
haven't
strikes
seen
out.
him. That's why you don't know.
Mattingly was a
No,
good
I have
manager
been
in
watching
LA
the
too.
games.
Yeah,
The last couple of
Yeah.
games,
That's
he's gotten
why.
up and struck out.
That's why.
You think I'm
I
lying?
would love. I would
I'm
love to
lying
see
about
Mattingly. I would love to see Mattingly take over as Yankees manager. That's my ideal situation, but of course, Brian Cashman's in love with Aaron Boone for some reason. So
it
like,
might be Brad Osmus possibly.
Yeah,
dad
that's what I'm
also
thinking.
likes-
They're gonna.
My dad also likes Texas and the Angels. No offense, Angel.
Texas. So he likes both Texas Rangers and the Anaheim Angels.
Yeah, Texas Rangers
I was-
are all right.
I was gonna say California Angels. Like, wait,
You know who ain't
like,
doing shit this year is the Twins. The poor Twins.
Oh,
I feel
yes.
so sorry for them. I love you, Twins. It's okay.
Okay.
We got next season.
And also, Angel, hopefully the GTA 6 trailer 3 will finally come out this Tuesday. We've waited this long.
Yeah, don't
well,
hold your breath.
if that trailer comes, okay, Indy, that sounds good. If that trailer comes out, we'll do an episode for sure. Because I want to make sure the game is coming out first and not waste my time. Like, oh, yeah, it's delayed another year.
Like I said, don't hold your breath. You'll turn blue.
Like, I want to make sure that trailer comes out first, and then we can come back and discuss it. Oh, it's coming out in November or whatever it's supposed to be. So it's like, yeah. So I'm going to be wrapping up now because my my stuff is dying here, and my computer is like pretty overheated.
Come on, we're
so-
having such a great time.
Oh, I know, but
I
we'll
haven't
do
said
baseball.
suck a dick enough times. Suck a dick. For you men out there,
I got that reference, Indy.
Don't hold your breath. Geraldo Rivera and Al Capone's vault. Yeah, I'm old enough to remember that. That was
like
a
I
total
said,
dud.
I haven't said a suck a dick enough. So everybody out there, suck a dick, and for you men, eat a pussy.
Yeah, so
And also join the.
Fuck you.
Be like, play the Bret Hart. Fuck you.
Yeah, I
No,
love
but
that.
I was saying also join the Mr. McMahon Kiss My Ass Club.
Bret Hart was like, and the video is perfect too. Bret's like, "Fuck you," and he takes the
fuck
drink
you.
of his alcohol, whatever he drank in there.
Fuck you.
He said that was, yeah. So support indie media. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be back for Pro Wrestling Talk tomorrow at 8:00.
Tomorrow.
And then on Sunday at 7, we should probably do some baseball with Alex and hopefully D able to join us. I know the battery's dying. I'm about to go relax.
And I got to go play Forza Horizon 6 on my PC.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's...
I don't even know what the fuck that is, little brother.
It's a racing game.
Racing. Yeah.
Well, don't they have NASCAR racing games?
Yeah, but I haven't enjoyed them lately, so I like
Vince says... Vince gets some best acting on Epstein Island.
I mean, really, would anybody be surprised if his name showed up on those Epstein
Night
files?
Indy.
Nope.
Make sure you check out Boats at 11 on Sunday, right after our wrestling thing, or baseball thing. Sorry.
You know what, Cowboy
All over
Kitty?
the
If
place.
you want to suck a dick and eat a pussy, by all means, please do so. Enjoy it. Enjoy yourself.
So I want to thank everybody for watching our show here. Tomorrow's Pro Wrestling Talk at 8, so make sure you join us. Right after that, I'll probably go watch the Ronda Rousey fight on Netflix. And
I'm not.
well, you know, I mean, that's
I
something to
do
watch.
hope Gina wins. I rather have her win.
Here's what I think of that. Isn't that what Kit does now? Kit has that woman who farts. And this is what I think of that.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'll be
that's
doing
it.
that Sunday. Sunday, probably do some baseball discussion. We got a lot to talk about, and then we'll do one during the All-Star break, probably in July, and review the first half and talk
And
about
also
what we need to do in the
after
second
the
half.
trade deadline too.
Yeah, the trade deadline too, and then we'll predict the trade deadline, who's going to be available, who isn't, blah blah blah. We'll do all that, throughout the year. But
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
Volpe has been awful defensively. Again, he's fucking up on defense since he came back. Again, I don't know what they saw in him when he won that Gold Glove his rookie year. Like, he's always been awful defensively. Like,
Also,
they
they got to get rid of.
Some pants.
They got to get rid of Austin Wells as well. He hasn't been.
Oh, Austin Wells has been atrocious. But the one thing the only thing he might be good at is handling a pitching staff. But even then, his batting average has been so atrocious that I don't know.
Okay.
And I when he had the mustache, I called him a Thurman Monsoon ripoff.
Yeah, he looks like Thurman Munson. Yeah, he with that mustache. So yeah, we'll talk about that more most likely Sunday at 7. I mean, we'll definitely do that for sure on Sunday. Tomorrow's wrestling, Sunday's baseball. We'll be back on Friday for Angel in the afternoon at 7. Indy and Reef are doing boats on Sunday at 11. So check that all out on the INN networks.
Yes, we love Reef. We love Indy. Kisses. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Yeah, and make sure you guys like and subscribe. And we're going to see you guys tomorrow for Pro Wrestling Talk next Friday for Angel in the afternoon.